Alright everyone, Shikai Hokan here reporting for the interrogation. So, today we are making a Q&A session because on 12th February of 2022, I managed to reach the magical number that I always wanted, which is 310 on my subscribers. So congrats to me, even though this is kinda weird because usually people just celebrate it on 300, which by the way, I reached that at the beginning of this year, but I waited to get 310 because that's my favorite number. So here we are. And to those who are new, welcome. I am Shikai Hokan. I am an anomalous existence that exists across dimension. Individually speaking, different people, but same people at the same time. You get what I mean? It's kinda complicated, yes. But some of us are also a YouTuber and Vtubers, as you can see on my debut or my photo here. So yeah, today I am going to be answering some questions that some of you already sent me through the Discord, where I place a specific place for questions. I already closed it, so the future questions will be answered on the next milestone. And in the future, I may need to curate this a little better. So, the first question. Where to put Q&A questions? That's a good place to advertise my Discord server. You can go to my Discord server in the link down you can go to the link in the description down below, and there is a link to my Discord server. You can join there and you can put your questions on the question sections. Who or what gave you motivation to become a VTuber? Well, that one is Roboco-san. Second, cat or dog person? Cat. And third, who's your role model? It's my cousin. Do you allow clippers to clip your streams? This is the question from Mentos Smoker. If so, are there rules and guidelines in clipping? Well, I do allow it, yes. And as for the rules, well, I keep it simple. Don't make it out of context and don't just upload the entire video. As for why I said that, you can see on one of the false ID videos about the worst clippers available in history. You can check that video. I will link it in the pinned comment and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, make sure you learn from that. Don't exactly do what that guy do, and be sure to make it good for me. Just make it enjoyable for everyone, okay? Good. Peace Blue Peaceful Blocky asks, in case you need a serious question, why did you choose to be a VTuber instead of just a YouTuber that doesn't show their face? This is a really interesting part because I did watch the Press No Usagi recently about why there is less male VTubers, which is obviously most of the reasons there is just basically will make you just, you know, normal YouTuber instead, because we guys doesn't really have a good market. Well, at least until a certain group just announced them and girls just got go crazy for them. But in my case, what made me choose to be a VTuber is because if you follow me before I become a VTuber, you know that I have a face cam and I wear a mask anyway, like this. Look. Now, think about this. Can you see my mouth? Just trying to talk, or just giving me a good expression from the face cam with the mask and the hat? The answer is no, right? So, the thing is, I still want to be the anonymity of being a VTuber, so if I go out, no one's going to bother me, because I hate being bothered, to be honest. But because I want to be famous as well, it's kinda a conflict of interest at the same time. So, what do I do? Well, I can just either go with no cam at all, which obviously we know a certain people that's already successful at that, like Soviet Womble and Nano. Or I can just use face cam and then wear a mask, which is, by the way, my mask is really cool, yes, but you see someone like Boris and Anomaly, which is wearing a ski mask, and they're really successful as well because of their personality, obviously. And lastly, the Vtubers, because, well, you pretty much know what that's all about, right? So yeah, main reason is anonymity. Does your parents know you are a Vtuber, and if so, what's their reaction about it? Question is from Almighty Zero, and the answer is yes and no. Yes, they know I'm doing YouTube. No, they don't know I'm becoming a Vtuber, because they only think that, oh yeah, I'm just doing another YouTube stuff. So if you ask about the reaction, like, all they said is just, alright, just make more money. I don't even make any money, goddammit. That's that about that. Yes, they know, but they don't. So what is the most out of the comfort stuff you done while being a Vtuber? There are a few that I can say, but one thing that's really throw me out of the comfort zone is when I have to ask someone to collab. I did try to get someone to collab, and it's really rough because it's just me being mean, because I'm not really talkative, honestly, when I'm in public or in general vicinity of others in general. To be honest, I just, yeah, sure, okay, that's good, something like that. So when it comes to asking someone to collab, like a certain VTuber before, which already graduated by the way, it's really hard for me to push that, because what if she rejects me? I know it's kind of weird on that one, but what I'm trying to say here, there is that fear of rejection. It's not even asking for a soulmate, fuck's sake. Chikai, do better, goddammit, please. Will there be any more building streams like we had with New Gundam Breaker? I want to do that again, to be honest, but here's the problem. Automation has a folder listing, and I don't want to show any of my folder, and I don't want to go back to New Gundam Breaker once again, because New Gundam Breaker, to be honest, I like that game for all the wrong reason. Not because it's a Gundam Breaker game. Same thing goes for the mobile version of the Gundam Breaker. I do want to do it again. In fact, I tried to do it on Mass Builder, but I feel like I'm taking so much time just building a single build, and that was just the form, by the way, and it ended up taking like, what, 2 to 3 hours for a single robot? Like, holy shit, that's too long. So in case of that game, I will prefer to just play the game instead of that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually got bored of that. What skill are you good at in games? Well, it's kind of a tough question, because I don't consider myself as a skilled player, obviously, but a few things that I can say that I'm decent at is something like an FPS games, like shooting. I do that pretty decent in the best condition. At worst, nothing can hit anything really, but at best I will get like 4 kills on my op. That was on CSGO, like, holy shit. I'm kinda surprised at myself as well at that time. But at worst, I won't hit anything. But another thing that I'm good is actually driving. Well, arcade driving for now, because sim driving is still kinda new to that, even though I did drive a real car. Not all the skill from a real car can necessarily transfer to simulators. And yeah, and also combat games in general, I'm also pretty decent on that. If you're bored at playing games you always play, do you like to try something new? Yes and no. Yes, if it's still around the same genre most of the time. I hardly try a different genre entirely, because sometimes if you already play for so long for a certain genre that you're good at, you probably just move around on the sub-genre of the same thing, really. And no, because if I decided don't want to play at all, I'll just go outside, grab my motorcycle, and just ride around the city. What is your least favorite game? This is quite difficult, because the game that I hate usually tend to be forgotten, no matter how bad it is. Even the most terrible one. I will just forget about it until someone picked it up. Like, oh, have you ever heard about this game? And if that game is happen to be what I hate, oh yeah, that game sucks so bad. It's just how I do. And as for the game that do that to me in the recent memories is Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Do you have any interest in playing betrayal type games like 100% Orange Juice or Among Us? Well, betrayal type games is kind of a vague term because you can betray anyone in any game. Even in CSGO, even in Dota, even in League, even in Valorant, you can betray people just by either friendly fire on purpose or not doing your objective, stuff like that. So it's not really specific because yes, I play 100% Orange Juice. You've seen it before, and I will go back to it again once I'm done with the grind. If it's a game like Among Us where you deduce who is doing what, I did play that in collab, but not going to do it on myself. Like that game, if someone asks me to join, do you want to join? Depending on my mood, I will say yes or no. From Kuplo, when are we having Super Auto Pets tournament? Pong. This is quite a problem, considering that not a lot of people is online at the same time, and I want to make sure everyone is online when we're trying to do this, so we can do any kind of tournament really, not just Super Auto Pets, just any other games as well. We can play together in a tournament format, and maybe I'll try to commentate and stuff, who knows. But it's kinda, you know, the timing. I wish we could do something like this in the future, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay, man, what qualities make a good waifu? This is quite a difficult question, because in case of fictional waifu, right, my taste is kind of varying simply because if I like the overall character in general, I will love it. If I don't, I won't. Like seriously, I'll just give you an example from a certain series that I watch and I still love it so much because Strike Witches. Let's see, my favorite characters, there are two on there. One is Parent Age Clusterman, which is, you know, pretty flat, tsundere-ish, and stuff like that. And there is, on the other side, I have Lynette Bishop from the same series, by the way. And can you look the comparison between the two chests? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will be surprised. Like, one is really small, or even non-existent depending on who's drawing it in fan art, and one is just outright a balloon. So, you know, kind of a conflict of interest, because we do know that there are a lot of people that said, oh yeah, Big Bob is the best, or oh yeah, Flat is justice, stuff like that. And then here I am, just, I like this too. So, yeah. Which is better? Butts or chest, tits or ass, booby or booty? And no avoiding it by saying things like personality. Obviously, at the end of the day, in real life, you will pick personality over anything really. Simply because if she's really fucked up in real life, like they will do something really bad to you, potentially, you don't want that to happen to you, right? But if we are restricting to these two choice, and I'm leaning towards boobs more than ass. I mean, I like both. Because overall looks is great, ideally speaking. But if I have to pick, it's tits. Why? Because you can suck on it. Alright, next question is specifically that I should have curated, to be honest, just curated out, but I think people on my Discord server at least want to know. Peaceful Bloggy asks, why you bully me? I'm going to curate this out in the future because this has nothing to do with me, that's for sure. But the question is, why should we stop as well? Look, I don't intend to bully you. I just do the bounty. That's what happened at the new year. But putting that aside, you last time I don't even try to bully you and you got into my line of fire. How am I supposed to avoid that? That's one thing. And the other thing is, last time we played on 100% orange juice on PvP mode, by the way, your particular card skill keep hitting me, so I assume that's a provocation of an attack, so I did attack you because you did that to me first. I won't attack people first before they attack me, but if they obviously going to attack me, I will decide to attack you first. Otherwise, usually it's just tactical reason, depending on the situation, of course. So I'm not the one who bully you. It's your friends that in my Discord server that keeps bullying you and just bringing out the topic to my place. Fuck's sake. And why should we stop? Personally, I don't have any answer for this because this is depending on the person. So just answer it to yourself. Another question. Blocky bullying session 1. I'm not going to do that. Honestly. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to do that because every time you join in, there is blocky. It's always a blocky bullying session to you people. So why should I try to do it anyway, right? You guys already doing it by yourself. So why should I try to do it? So I don't condone bullying people, but you know, this is just a friendly bullying. It's so weird to say that, to be honest. It's stupid. Do you think Blocky will ever get a girlfriend? From his behavior and his personality, I think he will. Not gonna lie, I think he will. If he ever find the right one, I think he will get a girlfriend. And as from Damgam, do you think any of us will ever get a girlfriend? That really depends on your effort, because if you just stay there, just wait, because you hear from your evangelist or something. Evangelist, really? But something like that. Just say, oh yeah, God will give you your soulmate and stuff. And then you just decided to wait, then you won't get any, you fucking idiot. But if you put an effort to it, like you try to search, try to talk to the girls, you do give some things to the girls, which give is not necessarily, but you know, it kinda helps sometimes. In fact, the more effort you do, the higher the chance you get a girlfriend. No bitches? No, I don't have any. Mental Smoker, are you a long-range combat or a close quarter combat person? I am a mid shooter. In an FPS game, which gun type is your favorite? Right, depending on what FPS games, right? I usually lean towards something like assault rifle and submachine gun. What's your favorite World War II plane and or World War II tank? As for tanks, I have a lot of favorite from the German lineup, but the best one in my opinion is the Porsche Tiger, or if you play World of Tanks, the Tiger P. I love the looks of it. Even though the tank is just really in terms of performance. In fact, it's actually one of the failed prototype, technically speaking, because engine breakdown a lot with that particular tank. So, you know, doesn't help much, but I do still love it. And as for the aircraft, my favorite is the BF-109 because I love turning flight, especially with machine guns. It's always amazing to look at. I don't like the boom and zoom tactic, to be honest, but the alternative, if I have to use that tactic, I also love the Focke-Wulf 190. Would you drive an EV if you have the chance? If you don't know what an EV is, EV stands for electric vehicle, like Tesla, Rimac, and Volkswagen IDR. Those are the cars that use electric power, by the way. If I have the chance, I will give it a try and see if my stand towards electric vehicles changed, because as of now, I really hate electric vehicle because it felt soulless. Like, I did have the chance to virtually play with some of them in Forza before, and I think that was I forgot which one. I think it's Rimac. Rimac is kinda alright, but the others though, it felt so soulless. I just don't like it. There is something about the electric vehicle that I don't like. Honda Accord or Toyota Camry? Toyota Camry, because it has the same engine as a Lotus Exige, I think. Was it Exige or Elise that has the same engine with the Camry? I kind of forgot. Which Metal Gear Rising is your favorite? From the Discord server on the question channel, I saw people seems to like a lot about song that has become a meme. That the standing here, I realized you were just like trying to make history. But I have two personal songs that I like from the series. I'm just going to sing out the lyrics just a little bit. So, and then you can guess which song this is. This is one of my favorite. I have two. I'll try to sing it. The first one is this. Memory's broken, the truth goes unspoken. I've even forgotten my name. I don't know the season or what is the reason. I'm standing here holding my blade. A desolate place without any trace. It's only the cold wind I feel. It's me that I spite as I stand up and fight. The only thing I know for real. Okay, I'll just cut the track there. That one really gives out the clue. The second one is this one. We fight for justice in a forgotten place, fulfill our duty, then vanish without a trace. Don't need a medal for all the men we kill. Freedom is calling to all men who bend their will. Wind of destruction! Oh yeah, that one is really bad at the end, but I never really tried to sing this song, but I love this. Bruh, this is already close, but would you vote for Senator Armstrong? If you expect me to vote for Senator Armstrong, you are batshit insane! This aside from being a VTuber, what would be another path you would take, like a job? If there is a certain timeline where I happen to born on the right place at the right time, I would be an F1 driver. But that's a really far-reaching at this point, simply because I live in a place where there is not even a single track to race around, and the car control sucks here. Honestly, it's kinda sad, but can't do much about it because here I am, yes, play video games and race virtual cars, but I kinda want to be a 3D modelers and animators. I really want to learn that. In fact, I'm still kinda learning it, but progress kinda right now I'm really bad at handling my time. I need to create a schedule properly, so I really need to work on that. So yeah. So the last question. What are your words of advice for someone that wants to start streaming or VTubing? Well, there is only one word. Commit. Why? Because if you don't commit to what you're doing, especially if you plan to make money out of this, like everyone else really, like even when they say, oh yeah, I want to try to do this as a hobby or just doing it to make you smile and stuff. At the end of the day, it's all about money. So if you want to do it properly, you just can't rely on, oh yeah, I'm a VTuber, I will be getting followers and they will give me money. That won't work. So what you want to do is to commit to doing it. Like you're being critical about your performance when you're trying to become a VTuber. You do everything as best as you could and try to promote yourself as much as you can, which, by the way, I fell at all of that when I started YouTube. In fact, I'm still not doing pretty well right now. Hopefully I can do better about this. Let's improve together, shall we? But yeah, if you want to do this as a serious job, then commit. If you don't, just treat it as a hobby, just a side job or whatever. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like it, feel free to press that like button. If you want to see more of my content, then hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification so you get notified for every single thing that I do on my channel. And if you still want to watch more of me, you can go to this card right here, where you can click it and you will direct it to another video. Thanks for watching, and remember, I'm keeping my eyes on you, so keep on living, buddy. Keep on living. I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.